That's my girl. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Tom. Thanks so much for joining me here today. I am sitting in my 2023 Chevrolet Bolt EUV Premier, and you've got Duchess in the back seat. She's been doing quite better. The medication that she was on really helped her out, and I feel like I can be safe taking her with me now on these little road trips. So today we're gonna go check out another one of those Shell Recharge DC fast chargers that are inside a gas station. This time it's going to be a Circle K stop. I haven't been there before, but it is in Fountain Inn, South Carolina. I believe that's the name of the town. And here's what we got. So it's definitely not 117 degrees outside. It's actually about 82. So yeah, the car's been sitting out in the sun all day. So I reset our trip meter and everything, so the averages aren't there. I've consumed about 1100 watts running the AC. I got it on low, and also I got the seat cooling on. And so we're going to see what's happening here. Lifetime average is 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour. We do have 85% state of charge, and I'm actually going to change that back to 80% maximum when I get back tonight. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the long way there, and we're going to see how much of this we can burn off. I have no idea what I'll have by the time I get to the charging station, but we'll just have to play it by ear. I want to make sure for this test, just like last time, I want to be sure that the charging station is able to support the maximum charging speed of this vehicle, which is 55 kilowatts, and then we'll just go from there. So enjoy the driving footage, and I'll see you guys there. All right, we have made it to Fountain Inn, South Carolina, just south of Greenville, a little bit south of Simpsonville on the 385. I'm in the middle of a rainstorm. Ironically, I ended up getting caught in the middle of one. Also, I'm hearing some thunder, so I'm going to try to be safe about this. But I am going to proceed forward because it looks like the thunderstorm is still out a little bit. So I'm going to grab my phone and I'm going to go out here with my camera, and hopefully this camera will do a little bit better with the screen flicker. I wasn't a fan of that last time. So historically, my iPhone camera has always done better. So first things first, let's open up the Shell Recharge app and see what we have. It doesn't look like it actually. I have full strength signal. I have absolute power here. So let me turn the car off because you can't really do anything with regard to charging when you've got the car on, because it won't let you. It just won't let you charge. You have to turn the car off. So there's actually two Shell recharge stations here, and one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one today, and then I'll put the other one on the list to do next time. So we'll see how things go. This one, just like the other one, lists 4 stations. Actually 2 stations with 4 chargers. Just like the last one, we have 2 CCS and 2 CHAdeMO chargers. I'm going to go out and grab some footage of that, but it seems like this app is actually very, very, very responsive. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to figure out why the station ID is 54172. 54172. So, okay. I'm going to show you guys this. Actually, I'm going to try maybe to just take a screenshot here of this. The spot on the map where this station is located is actually not in a spot where GPS shows me to be. I'm parked in front of the charger, so I know I'm in the right spot. But this one is kind of interesting, because here I'll actually record. I'll record the screen here. Hang on, got to turn off CarPlay because CarPlay is just obsessive. Once CarPlay is on in this vehicle, it makes everything on your phone useless. You can't screen shoot, you can't do anything. So, okay. So as you can see here, you can see Fountain Inn and you can see Simpsonville. Sorry, and if I scroll out a little bit, you'll see Greenville up on the top left. If I zoom in, you'll see the 2 stations. But if you look and see in the middle of the screen there, almost, you see my blue dot. That's where I'm located physically. But you can see the number 4 off to the side here. That's actually the charging station. So you can see 2 CCS, 2 CHAdeMOs, same price as the other station, 37 cents per kilowatt hour. And what we're going to do is, this station in front of me is 54172. So I'm actually going to I'm going to try to activate it from the phone and go like this, and then start charge. And this is also a 150 kilowatt fast charger. So let's start the charge, loading, processing, and I already see the screen's asking me to plug in. So I'm going to get out there and plug it in. I was hoping that it would slow down the rain a little bit, but it's just coming down. So let me plug it in real fast here. Dutchie, stay. All right, Looks like the flicker's a little bit better on this one, but so it looks like the charge initiated, and it really wants to flicker. I hear everything popping. I even hear that box over there popping. This is the same kind of unit. All right, so we're at 50%. We're getting 54 kilowatts. That's great. That's fantastic. Love it. So we'll let this go for a few minutes. Let's see what we have here. It looks like this is the same kind of BTC power unit as the last one, with the same output rating. Oh, this, I don't know if the other one was rainproof, but good news, this one's rainproof. So what we have here are these two pieces of gear. Sounds like a monster, but it's working. Over here we got the supply to this station, 480 volts. Yeah, high power, baby. I love it. That storm doesn't look too friendly, but we'll only be here for a few minutes. Let me get back inside the car. Okay. All right, so it's raining outside. That's no stress, relax. But everything's charging, and it's still showing me 54 kilowatt on this screen over there. So what I want to do is actually enable the recording of my forward camera again, because I think it has a shot on the charging face. Like I said, there's another station over there. I know I'm really limited here with the shots I can get, because actually, let me just roll the window down real quick here. Turn the car on because it's getting humid. Yeah, baby. Charge cord connected. Let's see what this interface looks like when it's charging. Okay, let's see what this interface looks like charging. So it actually, I don't think, tells you, other than the fact that it's plugged in and locked. We're using our away settings. Fast charging will be 80% complete in 30 minutes. You can stop it, and then you can also control your levels there. So kind of nice. 86 degrees, 6:15 in the afternoon. Not too bad. This says we're charging at 50 kilowatts. I'm guessing because the AC's on and that's drawing some energy. But if you look out there, let me see if I can zoom in. We are actually pulling 55 kilowatts right there. So yeah, there's another station over there. Let me roll down the window a little bit so we can get a little bit better shot there. And yeah, works out. Like it. There's 4 parking spots. Kind of interesting, because I don't think you can use both charging heads at the same time, but it is what it is. So yeah, Duke Energy for the win once again. So since it's raining, listen to that rumble. Very nice. So since it's raining, I'm not gonna walk around the station. once I'm done charging here, I'll give it probably another, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes just to get it up to 10 minutes. And then once we're at whatever level we're at, I assume it's going to be similar to what it was last time, about 62% when we left. More than plenty to get home. I am loving these Shell recharge stations. For this vehicle, this is perfect because it'll max it out. That will max the car out, and it will just, it's function. They're really nice units. They're relatively new, and I think that this is well worth going a little bit out of your way for. Now, this one, as well as the other station that I looked at the other day, they are relatively close to each other, as is the one at Walmart, which is literally across the freeway, on the other side of the freeway. I feel like more and more of these should just pop up, because if you have every gas station, at least every Shell that's willing to put one of these up, have 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 of these, you would ultimately cover that massive hole that Electrify America has made when it comes to CCS. And that also is on top of the NACS merger that GM's going to do next year, I believe it is. So I think that between these chargers, whatever Electrify America stations actually do work, like the one up in Greenville works very well, and then whatever Tesla chargers we will have access to across the country, I think that'll bridge the hole. It'll cure some of that heartache and pain that we have been suffering, the CCS owners have been suffering. So hopefully, with all of that said, we'll be able to, just get to where we need to be with regards to being able to charge on a road trip, inner city, and wherever. If you're one of the things that I would love to see more of is these kinds of sites being put up at truck stops. You guys know that I'm partial to Love's. I also stop at TA, at Flying J. I don't discriminate really. I love Love's facilities. They've always been, I think, top tier. But that's not to say that there isn't clean facilities at the other truck stops. It's just kind of what I flock to. So with that said, if you start seeing these types of things being put up, these types of chargers being put up at more and more gas stations, at more and more places where people road trip or people just need to charge, you're going to see a lot more of that stress go away, because right now we are in a pinch. CCS is a nightmare, especially in South Carolina. But the last 2 of these types of charging stations that I've been at, they've been empty. They've been at relatively new gas stations. The Shell that I was at the other day looked like it may have been only a few years old. This building looks brand new. I mean, it's wet now, so everything looks brand new. But it actually looks really nice and clean. That's one of the things that I look forward to is the place clean? Yes, it is. Now, this station is obviously met with the same faults as the other ones, and typically all electric vehicle charging stations fall under some kind of limitation. One, there's no canopy, so when you pull in, you're getting wet. If it's raining, if there's a thunderstorm, pray that you don't get struck. Although if you're close to a building, the odds of you getting struck are relatively low because you're no longer the lowest point to ground or the highest point to ground. Also, if it's dark at night, this place might be a little scary. There might be some interesting activities happening, at certain places. And, obviously these things are in the back of this. Actually, that's an interesting point to mention, is these 2 chargers are actually behind the store. The front of the Circle K is on the other side, and so you're not in the line of sight of somebody who's working, or somebody who may be able to keep an eye on you in case there's a safety issue. You're kind of on your own back here. But you plug it in, you sit in your car, you lock the doors, and you just do what you have to do. Listen to some music, watch a movie or something if you're here for a long time. For me, my max charge would be 30 minutes here from 50%. So I, have no problem, stopping by, getting some food if I have to. If I was doing a road trip, get some food, go in there, get a drink. It's really blinking out there. Then come back, sit, eat in peace, maybe review the site, which I'm actually going to do, because the last one I forgot to do until I got home. So people who are, using PlugShare, ignore my date and timestamps, because sometimes I have a tendency to review the site 2 or 3 hours later, which is my bad. I should really start doing it, I should start doing it more often. So let me get in here. So I'm actually going to do a review right now as I'm sitting here recording it. So, and I'll read it out loud. So I'm using station 54172. It's really hard to read when you have water droplets on your window. Station is working perfectly, maxing the charge of the Bolt EUV at maximum, and then in parentheses 55 kW. So I'm at 63% and it's now at 40 kilowatts. So I'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll head out of here, just to give it a good test. That station's online too. Unfortunately, I'm too high of a state of charge to really plug that one in and get a test. But these random tests, I think, are pretty sound. And like I said, reviewing the site and being able to to draft a PlugShare review for it is, I think it's a start. If it wasn't raining, maybe I'd do the same loop I just did and come back if I had more time. Also, if I didn't have Duchess with me, she's sleeping back there, but I know, dogs don't know what's going on, and as far as I know, she's thinking, oh my God, he's taking me to a shelter, oh my God, he's taking me to a shelter, which she should know by now is not the case. But, dog's a dog. So, okay, so station is working perfectly, maxing the charge of the Bolt EUV at maximum. I should rephrase that. Maxing out the charge of the Bolt? Where did that come from? I think I was thinking voltage. My assumption is, because these are the same units as the other station, that these are going to be limited to 80 amps for 400. Is that right? I need to do the math, because I'm pretty sure that it's 80 amp maximum for 400 volt vehicles, and it's 160 amp maximum for 800 volt vehicles. And since these chargers are rated at 1000 volts, we should be able to charge an 800 volt vehicle here at 150 kilowatts, because that's the maximum that this station is rated for in terms of output. So you're a little bit throttled, but you'll still get a decent bang for your buck. So submit that. Good. And for the reference, that cell phone signal is solid, 100%. There was a comment on the last video about power lines. There's nothing above me, nothing to the side. The power lines are over there by the road, and maybe that had something to do with it. Either way, I'm kind of thrilled to, to know that, I'm kind of thrilled to know that I don't know what I'm doing here. Something just, I must have hit something because it's asking me to, okay. So yeah, Circle K. This has a 9.3 plug score on PlugShare, and I'm actually really, really happy with it because it, works really well. Let me see if I can get to. I wanted to get the station details for this. So yeah, station details. So it doesn't tell you on PlugShare, obviously, whether or not these stations are in use. But if you go to Shell Recharge, you're getting, pretty much a live update as to what is happening, and then you can also stop the charge from here. Good thing is that when the site's busy, you can see that the color changes for the busy ones. When it's idle, it's blue, like that one over there. It's bluish turquoise. And when it's in use, it turns yellow. And it actually tells you that CCS is charging and that the CHAdeMO is busy. So you do get a realistic, if you go on the Shell Recharge app, you can see, okay, this charger is not busy at the moment, if you needed to. I'm thrilled. I am thrilled. Great experience. I'm already at 67%, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unhook. We'll do a short drive around. I'll hold the camera, and then, yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's pray I don't get struck by lightning. Give me a minute. All right. I'm actually going to take this with me. All right. Okay, so first things first, we're going to stop charging and we're going to unlock. Okay, charge power. Okay, plugged in, away, not able to charge. And then it says on the screen over there, charging stopped. So let's unplug. Oh, God. Woo! Oh, baby. Oh. Hey, an Audi e-tron has arrived. Nice. Perfect. So yeah, let's 17-minute charge, 13 kilowatt hours delivered. It says thank you. No, thank you. Oof. I am pretty wet here. And we're gonna just drive around this station and see what we can find. All right. Cool. So this station appears to be really new. Even the concrete seems to be semi-fresh, no cracks. Nice big gas station here. And then I'll come around and do a drive-in. Hopefully the forward camera's catching this because I need to pay attention with water everywhere. It's a lot of water. Look at those gas and diesel prices. Looks good. So yeah, really nice store, nicely sized, and that's it. Like I said, looks brand new, works for me. And then there's 2 chargers in the back. I'll show those again real quick. We'll go around. Yeah. For the record, let me get my seatbelt on. This car's complaining. For the record, that other charger. In fact, we'll drive by one more time. This guy's gonna think we're spying on him. Maybe we are. He was able to successfully start the charge. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, that second station is working. I definitely can't see what he's pulling, but I'm assuming it's going to be with an e-tron. What is it, 120 kilowatts? Or is that a 400 volt vehicle? I don't know. You guys tell me. I need to learn all the vehicles, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. So anyway, let's head home. This was a successful test. Right, Duchess? It was successful. She's back here all worried that I'm going to leave her on the side of the road. Dutchie, you're okay. Dogs are crazy. They think that you're the worst of the worst, even if you feed them and you take care of them and you love them and everything. And it is what it is. So we have about an hour to get home. I actually think that I just made the wrong turn, which is fine because we're just going to go. We're going to follow GPS now. I think I was supposed to make a right, but that's okay. I made a left. So anyway, final thoughts on that charging station. The experience was solid. Now, again, these aren't like full amenity, rest stops or whatever, but it is a gas station that's got a convenience store, and I'm pretty certain that these types of locations will do great in the future as more and more vehicles more and more electric vehicles come to pass. One of the things that was worrying me, especially a few months ago, like when we went to Columbia, South Carolina, that was an absolute nightmare of an experience for every driver that was at that charging stop. They were waiting probably for hours just to get to the charger, not to even charge. So these types of charging stations, if you can find like 2 of them at every gas station, maybe 4 of them at every gas station, I think in 10-15 minutes, the amount of time that you plug it in, you walk to the store, maybe use the facilities, walk around, maybe get some food, come back out. During that time, you might be able to move on to your next gas station, even if you do short, frequent charges. Oh, I pity these bicyclists. But hey, they're committed. So, when you're really at a spot that you can charge at frequently, then your problems kind of go away when it comes to range anxiety. Oh my God, where am I going to charge? Oh my God, can I do this road trip? Well, yeah, you can, because all of a sudden you can go to a Shell recharge, and then 20 miles further you could go to another Shell recharge, and then 20 miles further you go to another one, and you do charge hopping, which is literally what everybody who's everybody in the EV world will tell you is the best way to go about, doing a road trip. We all know that cannonballing across the country is possible in an EV. Is it possible in a Bolt? Sure. It just takes a little bit longer because of the fact that you have slower charging speeds. So you have to stay at a charger much longer than what you'd want to. And also, normally, you're also looking at, this is a weird road that I'm on, but whatever. Normally, doing a road trip with a Bolt EV, you're not doing it for time slips. You're doing it for the experience. So, yeah, that's that. Okay, so we're gonna get back on the freeway. Looks like my my GoPro on the hood is still recording after it got doused. GoPros typically will survive water. You can actually swim with them. The problem is that I have the doors off for the charging port because I'm using vehicle power to power it. Otherwise, it would have died an hour ago. So I hope that getting onto this freeway will kind of get the water off the lens, maybe. But yeah, so there you have it. Super Cruise is super cruising. I actually love how I don't know if Super Cruise has an adaptive mode part of it as part of it, because I feel like when it rains, it actually creates a larger gap in front of the vehicle, or in front of you between the vehicle. I can't speak, but I feel like there's some kind of a mechanism that will increase the distance. There you go. That's what I wanted to say. You'll increase the distance between the vehicle that's in front of you and your car when it's raining to, account for any traction issues. At least that's what I feel like right now, because I have a much greater distance between me and the white vehicle that's in front of us than before when I was driving the opposite direction. So kind of nice, if you ask me. It's great to be safe, and I'd rather this vehicle keep a little bit more of a gap between us and the vehicle in front of it than anything else, really. It's pretty rainbow out there. So yeah, I'm kind of thrilled about this. These little tiny off the beaten path charging stations are actually really tickling me, because large company infrastructure like Electrify America or even EVgo is not really present here. They're not doing anything proactively to account for future loads. And I get it. Somebody told me that, hey, you live in a red state. Okay, I know I live in a red state, but science is science, no matter what political affiliation you're with. And yes, electric vehicles at this moment in time are, beta testing. We're currently in a part or in a phase of the entire industry where we can say, okay, these vehicles work. This technology works. Tesla's pioneered it. GM and Ford and Audi and whoever else, Volkswagen, God, all these companies are now on board building electric vehicles. Rivian, everybody. And I think that the future is pretty bright. I think, a lot of people are going to say, well, you need minerals to do lithium ion battery packs. Well, yeah, that's true. But at the same time, there's now technology being looked at to shift from lithium to maybe sodium packs or, you know, something else. I mean, hell, a potato generates electricity. Yeah, it generates a minuscule amount of electricity, but it's something to look at. What is it in a potato that generates what is it inside the potato that will light up a little bulb? You know, once you figure that out and you can harness it, then a lot of problems will go away. You know, a lot of issues will start resolving themselves. You know, if you can't mine for ore, then where do you get power from? Where do you get storage cells from? You know, whether it's lithium or sodium or, I don't know, something else, you know, we'll find it. If there's one thing about the human race, it's, well, there's a couple of things. First things first, we have a nasty curiosity built into our minds. We will find a solution to any curious problem that we have, to any question that we have. We'll find it. That's number one. Number two is we have in our DNA some coding that says necessity is the mother of all invention. We have the ability as a human race to come out and say, listen, I have this need. I'm going to build something. I'm going to invent something to fulfill that need. I'm sitting in one of those needs. We had a need to figure out how to stop using fossil fuels for fuel. This is it. This is it. Right? One step at a time. Because this technology can evolve. And it will evolve. You know, somebody's going to come up with a much denser battery pack, a storage cell that's capable of storing so much more than what this pack at its current weight, you know, can store. That whole idea of kilowatts per kilogram, right? Or watts per kilogram or whatever. These battery packs are super heavy, so yeah. And I fully believe that in the future, we're going to rock it to the point where, you know, electric vehicles are not going to be limited the way they are now, especially this one. You know, I'm not going to tell you that 55 kilowatts charging is lightning fast. It's not, you know. The reality is, unless I can charge my car in 10 to 15 minutes to 80%, then it's not going to be fast, you know. If it was going to take me, you know, 30 minutes to do 30%, right? Because it started at 50, it went to, you know, 80 was going to take 30 minutes. So, and in the 15, 17 minutes, whatever it was that I charged there, I got up to 7% or 62. I don't know. I'll insert a screenshot here. Yeah, it's a lot to be said. And I'm pretty sure that in time, things will smooth out. There's going to be trucks on the road. You know, people want trucks. There's going to be truck EVs, you know, or EV trucks. I don't know what the nomenclature is for that. E-trucks. E-trucks sounds good. You know, again, Tesla's pioneering that. Tesla's got a semi, you know. Granted, they're breaking down all over the place, but it's a new technology. It's a concept, right? And as the years go on, as the science gets better, and the technology, you know, around that science gets better, you're going to see less and less problems. You're going to see more and more vehicles, more and more manufacturers coming out, and more incentives, you know. And obviously, the major incentive is going to be that we'll save our planet. And we'll be able to do what I wanted to do when I originally researched electric vehicles in 2020, and that was to give my son, who's now going to be 10 years old in July. I wanted to give him a better world, you know, in some ways, and I wanted to do my part. And that's it. That's the bottom line. So, all right, enjoy the trip home. I'll see you guys back in the driveway.